Okay, we're here with Brad One Punch Pickett. Brad, you're here for the launch of the UFC Undisputed 3 game. Tell us what you think about the game. How do you see yourself in it?
For me, I'm a massive gamer. I've been a gamer for years, ever since like Sinclair and up to Amstrads, Amigas, you know.
With the little tape deck on the side.
The one where you put the disc in, it used to go like, it'd take like 5 minutes to load a game.
Yeah.
I've been playing games all my life, and one thing I always used to do is any sports game or any game you had any sort of character development, you always create yourself and stuff like that. But now it's done for me, so it's brilliant. I can get to play myself in the game, and it's always been a dream. You know, when I started fighting and there was fighting games, oh, how wicked it would be if you was in a fighting game. And you know, now I think I've made it in the sport. Now I'm in a computer game, which is wicked.
And how much input did you have into your character, or have they basically taken it from video footage?
They take a lot from video footage. A few times before some of my WEC fights, they took some images and stuff like that. But I think they're a very good team behind them, and they know what they're doing. So they know that one of my signature moves in there is a pivot necktie, which is quite good, and all that sort of stuff. So
yeah,
we've got a Superman punch, rolling left hook. So they know what they're doing. So.
Cool. And you mentioned the WEC. Obviously, you built your way up through the WEC, and now you're here in the UFC. They've added the bantamweight division. You've had your first fight in the UFC. In terms of scale and the overall feel of an event, how much bigger is it fighting in the UFC compared to the promotions you've fought in the past?
As for competition, it's the same, obviously, because the WEC was the best in the world for my weight class, and now the UFC just took that weight class on. So the competition is the same, but it's just maybe a bit of a bigger spectacle, you know, like a bigger arenas, more people there. But at the same time, even when I fought in the WEC, I fought on the Oka Arena on the Jersey Elder versus Faber Garden, and there was like 12,000 people there.
Yeah.
You know, so it just gives you a bigger platform to showcase your skills. I think the bigger audience is obviously more, not in the venue, more viewers worldwide, you know, which is only good for us as fighters, gives you a bit more recognition, gets your name out there a lot more, so
sure,
definitely a bigger advantage to fight in the UFC.
And that first fight in the UFC didn't go your way. It was a very exciting fight. How disappointed were you at how it turned out? Obviously it was a defeat, but what can you take from that moving on?
I've changed a lot since then with part of my training and stuff. Some people said to me that I did occasionally get to me. No, not at all. I felt in great shape. You know, it's a very unforgiving sport, basically. You know, it's a two-horse race, and you make a mistake, you get caught. I made a mistake. Went in there a little bit wild, not wild so much. I thought in my head, I went out there and wanted to put the pressure on him. Seeing someone looking back at some old footage, he didn't like it. He was always coming forward in his fights, so I always come forward in my fights. So in this one, I was like, if I come forward, maybe I could break him a little bit, make him do something stupid. And you know, fair play to him. He kept his composure really well.
Yeah.
Was picking his shots, and I was going a bit, you know, trying to be a bit very aggressive. And then as soon as I started to try and right, this ain't working. I need to maybe just box a little bit more and pick my shots. Then boom, I just got caught with a knee, and then like the rest was history. And I was in gargle land the whole time. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on.
Now your next fight is Damasio Page. How would you describe him as a fighter? What kind of challenges is he going to present? That fight's in April, isn't it?
Yeah, April 14th in Sweden. He's a very dangerous opponent. Technically, I believe I'm better than him in all areas, wrestling, stand-up and on the ground, but a fight's a fight, and he's a dangerous opponent. He hits hard, he throws hard, and he's very strong in the first round. So I think the first round's going to be one to be. Anyone can knock anyone out in this sport, you know. So it's not always about who's the most skillful fighter, because it's a very unforgiving sport. You know, you make mistakes. I understand this one. I need to make sure stay a little bit more focused, pick my shots a little bit better, keep a tighter defense. You know, especially against him because he's a dangerous opponent, and you know, he could easily catch me, and you know, I don't want it to be. I don't want any reminiscence of the last one. So
sure. Now you're from East London, which is very, very well known for its boxing heritage. Now, how did you get into mixed martial arts as opposed to perhaps moving into boxing?
I actually did used to box. I used to box from the ages of 19 to 21. Then I got away from boxing, and I used to play a lot of football. I had a bad knee injury, and then I quit. I had to quit both, and then I got back into football. Tried to get back into boxing. Didn't really have the same love for it that I used to, because I only really got into boxing just to keep fit, basically, just from football. I ended up. One of a friend of mine called Dale Edwards, he just said, "Oh, why don't you try out mixed martial arts?" Okay, I'll give it a go. And I went to Elephant Castle with David O'Donnell and trained at Elite Fighting System, and I just went from there. And I just found it. On the first day I was there, I just got completely owned by a 16-year-old kid, and I was just like, "What's going on here? I need to learn this." And then from there on, I'm back. It's been really good. But yeah, I still like boxing. I just find boxing's nowhere near as exciting as MMA. You know, I think a natural progression in everything like sports and all that sort of stuff. I think now number one combat sport is the UFC. It's way more exciting, a lot more diverse. You know, and it's getting bigger, and it's getting bigger because it's popular. People are starting to see it, and actually, I think it's less dangerous than boxing. Boxing accumulates so many punches in the head over so many rounds. Yeah. But this could be over very quickly. You know, you can get knocked out more easily in this sport, but then technically, if you're knocked out, you're not going to take any more accumulated damage.
Yeah.
And if I hit you and I drop you in this sport, and I carry on trying to hit you, the ref will stop it straight away. Yeah. When boxing, if I hit you, you drop down, you come up, you're a bit like goofy, and then you get 8 seconds to go, okay, give me some more damage. So yeah. I think actually boxing is a lot more dangerous than anything.
Sure, and pound for pound, you're probably one of the most successful, one of the best British fighters in MMA. Another British fighter who's very close to getting himself a title shot is Michael Bisping. He's fighting weekend after next against Chael Sonnen. How do you see that fight going? Can Michael Bisping beat Chael Sonnen and get himself a chance at Anderson Silva?
Stars make fights, and as much as I like Michael Bisping, Chael Sonnen's a horrible matchup. Because Chael Sonnen ain't going to entertain his stand-up, he's just going to grab hold of him and take him down and keep him on the floor. And Chael Sonnen's got a very good gas tank, so you can do it the whole time. You know, he ain't going to gas out. And I just think, yeah, it's just styles make matches, and I think it's a very bad matchup for Bisping. You know, but even though Bisping, I do think, you know, very, very good fighter, and he may get a title shot, but I don't think the route for him would have been going through Chael Sonnen. I think that, to be honest with you, I think Chael Sonnen should win.
Cool. We done? One more question? Lovely, yeah. And one more. How do you see 2012 for you? You got Damasio Page next. What's the plan for 2012?
For me, 2012 is going to be a big year. Hopefully for me, you know, it's coming. I'm like 33. I'm no spring chicken, so I'm doing everything correctly. Where before I wasn't really treating myself as much of a world-class athlete. Now I am. I'm training like an athlete all year round, rather than going, okay, now I've got to fight, let's get in shape. Now my goal is to stay in fight shape all year round, try and keep active, try and have as many fights as I can. Where before I used to not train so much here, train a little bit, but off my own back, and then go to America, get in shape and train and fight. But now I've got new management over here, which has helped me out so much, where I'm focused here. I've got together with Tim Benjamin, who's an Olympic runner. He's doing my strength and conditioning for me, and he's just got me on the ball and helped me out so much with just mentally just being, you know, your body's a temple and all that, you know, and rightly so. And I'm looking after my body a lot more than I have been in the past, and just trying to have no regrets, you know. So if at the end of my career I could turn around and say, look, okay, I gave it my best shot, and if I've succeeded, it's because I did my best, rather than think, oh, maybe if I did this, or if I had no regrets. So final push this year. I'm going to try and make this a really big year for me.
Best of luck to you. Really hope it goes well. Cheers. Thanks a lot. Let me stop that.